Convinced that the constant interruption of having to move from one machine to another detracted from the viewing experience, Dickson and others on Edison's team urged him to develop a projection device. But the inventor was reluctant. If projectors replace kinetoscopes, he argued, there will be a use for maybe 10 of them in the whole United States. Let's not kill the goose that lays the golden egg. In the end, others would beat him to the punch. In early 1895, French inventors Auguste and Louis Lumière introduced their projection system to wild acclaim in Paris. Later that year, yet another system called the Phantoscope was unveiled at the Cotton States Exposition in Atlanta, Georgia.
And all of a sudden, larger-than-life figures appeared on a screen. And that was the future of motion pictures. Very rapidly, projection becomes something that people expect.
With no projector of their own to market, Edison's sales agents approached the Phantoscope's inventor, Thomas Armat, and convinced him to sell the patent rights in his device to Edison. The great majority of the parties who desire to invest in such a machine have been waiting for the Edison machine, Armat was told, and they would never be satisfied with anything else.
And they essentially say, you know that everybody's waiting for Edison, so why don't you just sell out to him? You'll do much better than trying to compete with him. And I think in Edison's own mind, he could just slap his name on what became known as the Edison Vitascope, because by that time, Edison is both the individual and he's the corporate Edison. He could be one or the other, depending on the circumstance. And in this case, it was the corporate Edison that was the Vitascope.
Billed by the press as the ingenious inventor's latest toy, the Vitascope made its public debut on April 23, 1896, at New York City's Koster and Biles Music Hall, throwing hand-tinted images across a 20 by 13-foot screen, and effectively launching the American motion picture industry in Edison's name.